Now then, welcome to the channel, the Lake District and Langdale. See behind me there some of the pikes looking rather good. And today we're going to do a longish route to get up to the Langdale Pikes. We're going to sort of head out of Langdale, as it were, and then along the road a bit, and then up to a burkitt called Castle How, and then from there we're going over to Sergeant Man, High Raise, and then we're going to head into the Langdale Pikes. I'm not entirely sure which ones we're going to do yet. I'm planning to do Thunacar Knott, Harrison Stickle and Pikes Stickle, and then back down via Mark Gate. So we'll see what it's like up there and how I'm feeling. Right, so let's have a quick look at the route. So we have pretty much done this route before, and I made a mess of that. The main intention was to tick off this burkitt up here, Castle How, and I missed it, didn't I? I don't know what I was doing when I got up there. Missed the summit, and then we went round. We didn't go as far over as Sergeant Man and High Raise that day. We dropped down to Stickle Tarn, then up Easy Gully and Pavey Ark. I'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one. So we have done quite a bit of this route before. Nice and quiet. It's Monday, but it's half term. But the forecast was a bit iffy for today. I mean, you can see behind me, looking over towards like the Crinkles and that kind of area there, all clagged in. The forecast was for it to improve as the day went on. We'll see. If it's clear on the top, so I might do a bit more navigation. The last one seemed to be quite well received. So if we can see up there, we'll do a bit more. Right, on we go. So we follow this byway up to the road, and then we walk back down the road for a bit over to, I think it's this cottage here, Pete How, and then we go diagonally up and over the top and then back the other side of the ridge. Well, that's Harrison Stickle and Loft Crag, and then I think our return route will be down here, or is it down here? I can't remember. It's one of them. We've been down it before. Charlie. Charlie, through here. So that's the road section done. I don't know if you can pick it out on here. Behind me in this tree is a missel thrush singing. So we head on off up there. What's my favourite word? It's steep. Right, so we'll catch up with you as we make our way up. So we've just come through the Lake District's most pointless gate. It's a bit like that stile in Troutbeck, just before you get to the farm on the way up Troutbeck Tongue. There's a stile stuck in the middle of nowhere. Right, on we go. Hang on, just let me put you onto the camera. There, that's a nice view of, I think it's Loft Crag on the left and Harrison Stickle on the right there. Little dusting of snow on it. The crinkles are still clagged in, and Pike Bliscoe. Gorgeous, place to ourselves. Just what we like. Right, on we go. A little bit of assistance was needed for Charlie over that stile. They don't make it easy for dogs, do they? Oh, we've got great views of Langdale now, but that's looking up. And if we go down, I don't know if you know to see looking into the sun, but that's looking down. Yeah, it's marvellous. And still the place to ourselves. Loving it. On we go. We're making our way up round Raw Pike, and you can see pretty much the route we've taken so far. So we started off down there and along this byway all the way up to the road, and then along the road to, I don't know if you can make out, there's a little blue tanker thing down there in the field. We came through that field and up by this wall and up here. Oh, and it's been a bit of a slog. On we go though. I think we're almost at the top of this bit now. So we're making our way up to Castle How, which is behind us now. That's looking down towards, I think that'll be Rydal Water, and down towards Grasmere there. And now there's that Stone Arthur. And now what's the one before you get to Fairfield? High Crag, is it Great Crag? I can't remember. Then there's Fairfield. And then in the middle distance, this ridge here, all the way up here, and then to have out of sight there, and then back down onto Sealfell there. That was the site of last Sunday's Bog Fest. Certainly won't be in a rush to go back there. Right, so we're carrying on up here towards Castle How. So where we are, top of Castle How, bit breezy up here. So I'm going to drop down off here and have coffee and a chew. You can see up there, our next objective is Sergeant Man. And then there's the Langdales. I'm still not sure which ones of them we're going to do yet. We'll have to see. Right, I'm going to drop down off out of this wind, get a chew for Charlie, and I'm having a coffee. So we're making our way up to Blea Crag. Charlie's not happy, there's a jet just flown past and spooked him. And then that's looking down to Easdale Tarn and over Gibson Knott and Steel Fell. Right, on our way up here. So we've just come over Blea Rigg and it's very pleasant here. There's a bit of a breeze blowing, it's got a bit of a chill to it. Sun's come out, a place to ourselves at the moment. I did see somebody on top of the crags over here when we were on Castle Hout. So we've got decent visibility. So when we get to our next waypoint, I'll show you some navigation. We're going to have a look at resections and intersections. And I'll just tell you the difference between them before we get into it. As you can see here, a resection is taking bearings from two locations you can identify on the map and on the ground, and you take two bearings from your location, draw your lines on your map, and where those two lines cross, that's your location. That's a resection. Now an intersection, see here, is where you take a bearing from two different locations to the same location. You draw your lines on your map again, and where they cross, that's the feature that you're interested in. So a resection is to locate yourself, and an intersection is to locate a feature you can see, basically. Right, we'll carry on and we'll have a look when we get there. Right, oh, it's a bit breezy. Right, we'll have a look at resection. Now, I was going to get my map and compass out and show you me actually doing this, but it's far too windy. So I'll pop it on the screen for you. So we know, or we think, we're somewhere on this map. Now, to find our location, we need two identifiable points on the map and on the ground. Now you can see there is Sergeant Man, and you can see there is Pavey Ark. So we know we can identify both of those on the ground and on the map. So we take a bearing to Sergeant Man, which is 312 degrees. Draw a line on our map, then we take a bearing to Pavey Ark, which is 238 degrees. So we draw lines on our maps on bearings of 238 degrees from Pavey Ark and 312 degrees from Sergeant Man, and where they cross, that's our location, which by some pure fluke is actually where we are. So that's a resection to find our location. So when we get up to Sergeant Man, we'll take first bearing of an intersection, and then we'll take a second bearing from high raise and see if we can identify the feature that we're looking at. Now, when we're taking magnetic bearings and transferring them to the map, if you watched the Dow Crag video where I introduced declination and the waves mnemonic, which stands for west add versus east subtract, Now that's for taking a grid reference from your map and transferring them to a magnetic reading on your compass. If the declination is west, you add it. If it's east, you subtract it. Now your map waves at your compass, and your compass waves back to your map. So if I'm taking a magnetic bearing and transferring that to a grid bearing, if your declination is westerly, you subtract it, and if it's easterly, you add it. I hope that makes sense. Oh. Right, on we go to Sergeant Man. So we've just wandered off our route a little bit to have this view over Stickle Tarn, Harrison Stickle and Pavey Ark. And the last time we went up there, we went up that way, which is, I think that's called Easy Gully. Oh, by the wind. Right, back over here, back onto our path and up onto Sergeant Man. We're making our way up to Sergeant Man, and that's a great view, isn't it? Looking back down towards Windermere. Oh, and over Stickle Tarn that way. Oh, this wind's cold, and it's got a bit snowy underfoot coming up here now as well. Oh, up we go. Right, that's us on Sergeant Man, and it's blowing a hoolie up here now. Oh, stunning views though. It's really opened up. Absolutely glorious. I'll just give you a quick spin round so you can see. Oh, the wind. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Oh, watch where I'm putting my feet. Sorry about my ugly mug in the way of your views. Right, that's a full spin round. Absolutely stunning. Right, so we'll have a look at an intersection. Now I don't think you'll be able to make out on here. Hang on, I'll put you onto the camera. Right, so there's Pavey Ark, and to the right of Pavey Ark, there's a little hump. And we want to know what that is. So what we'll do, we'll take a bearing to it from here, which is 218, plot that on our map, and then we're going to go over there. Where's it gone? Up there to High Raise. And when we're up there, we'll take another bearing, we'll plot that one out. So on we go to High Raise. Well, we've just dropped ourselves into the shelter on High Raise to have our lunch. Oh, the wind out there, it's absolutely howling. We possibly won't bother with any at Langdale Pikes, we might just head straight down. Anyway, to continue with our intersection, from here we'd take another bearing to our mystery destination, this one here. So from here the bearing to that is 186. So we'd draw another line from here on a bearing of 186. We'd plot that with the bearing that we took from Sergeant Man, and where the two cross, that's our mystery feature, which turns out to be Thunacar Knott, which is where we're heading next. And that might be the only one of the the Langdales that we do, I think we might just head straight down from there, because it is blowing an absolute hoolie and it's really biting, is that wind. So right, oh, well, I was going to say we're going to have our lunch, but someone's finished theirs already, so I'm going to have mine, and then we'll head off down to Thunacar Knott. So we'll see you in a bit. So we're over Thunacar Knott, and that's it. I think we're just going to head straight down. This wind's, it's relentless. So yeah, we'll just head straight down. I think we can pick up path, the intended path that we were going to do, that comes up just below Loft Crag and down Mark Gate. I hope you can hear me. Where? Right. Down we go. So we're dropping down now below Harrison Stickle. Not bothered going up there. And there's Pikes Stickle. Not bothering going up there neither. And there's Loft Crag. No, not doing that neither. Now we're just going to pick this path up now that goes down to Mark Gate and get ourselves down. Thankfully the wind's dropped a bit down here now. Charlie wasn't bothered about it at all. He was having a right laugh up there. Right, we'll make our way down. Well, we're back on the main path that goes down Mark Gate, and if you download the GPX file of the track that we actually walked for this route, don't go that way, don't use my shortcut. Ended up having to double back on ourselves so we didn't walk off the end of a cliff. Yeah, so much for shortcuts. Right, so we're on our way down. So we're on our way down this pitched path that leads down through Mark Gate, and that's looking over Lingmo Fell and Side Pike, Blea Tarn, Pike of Blisco just coming out of the clouds. They're called pikes in the clouds, and the crinkles in the clouds. Charlie saying, come on slow coach. Right, down we go. Oh, thankfully we've dropped down out of pretty much all wind now, and we're going to do our last bit of navigation, which is probably the easiest one of what we've done today, which is finding your location on the linear feature. Now it could be a forest edge, or by a wall, or in our case on this path. Now we think we're somewhere in this area, but we're not entirely 100% sure just where. Now we can see Stool End Farm, just flipping on the other camera, down there. So we know that that's Stool End Farm. We can identify it on the ground and on the map. So all we do is we take a bearing from here to Stool End Farm, which is 202 degrees. Draw a line on our map at 202 degrees from Stool End Farm, and where it crosses our path, that's where we are. As easy as that. Now don't forget, when you're doing all these bearings with your compass, whether you're doing them from the map to your compass or compass to your map, you must adjust for declination. Now at the moment here we don't have to, because declination is only 0.6 of a degree. But you must remember to take this into account. And I said before, I use waves. So if you're going from your map to your compass, waves stands for west add versus east subtract. So if it's a westerly declination, you subtract it from the grid from the bearing you've taken from your map before you do anything with your magnetic bearing. And if it's east, you subtract it. Well, your map waves at your compass, and your compass waves backwards at the map. So whatever you do, if you're going from map to compass, you do it in reverse, going from compass to map. So if we'd taken that bearing to Stool End Farm there, which was 202 degrees, so say it had been, say we'd have a declination at the moment, say 5 degrees west. So we'd have subtracted that before we'd plotted our bearing on the map. So actually on the map we would only have plotted a line on a bearing of 197 degrees. So you must take into account declination. Right, that's that for today. Down we go. Well, we're making good progress going down here now. Not too far from car. I think it's less than a mile now. I think it gets a bit steep going down. It's been a bit eroded in places as this path as well. But we've got stunning views. Look at that, looking down Langdale. And my ugly mug in the way. And the hills are clearing a bit now as well. We've got a bit of sunshine. Right, downwards. That's looking up Dungeon Gill. It's quite dramatic. And down Langdale. And you can see where we parked down there, so not that far to go. Charlie, waiting patiently. Go on, down we go. Chase you. We're not that far from Car now, we could stay at Barnet. Yeah, we're not too far from Car now, so I'm going to sign off. I mean, we've had a great time going up all the way to, well, High Raise, really. Never saw anybody. And then as we got back down into Langdale Pikes, we started picking people up and being busy coming down there. But no, it's been great. We've had stunning views. It's all clagging in again a bit now. No, it's been a fantastic day. I mean, I can recommend this. If you don't mind a long way around, but quiet to get into Langdales, you can go up that way and do what we did last time, rather than going right over to Sergeant Man. Cut off down to Stickle Tarn, up Easy Gully and onto Pavey Ark and do them all from there. So no, it's been great. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do the usual, liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, commenting, sharing, all the usual malarkey, and hopefully see you on the next one. Tra!